Going in and out on here. Oh, we're live.
Hey.
Beginning. Hi, Pete. How are you?
I'm really well. How are you, Hayley? Great to see you.
Good. Yeah, good to see you too. So welcome to everyone who's joined us today. We're here to answer all your questions about how to grow your network on LinkedIn. And also, if you have questions about your job search, etc., it is all funded by that. So we do get quite a lot of questions about a job search, etc. So if it's related to LinkedIn, all good, because we would use LinkedIn as part of your job search anyway. So hi, Pete. Good to have you.
Oh, great. So let's start with, let's get the old, let's start by growing everybody. In the comments, if you could just say hello to all of you, whoever's there. Great to have you with us. Thanks so much for joining us again. We're here to grow. Put let's connect in the comments and hello, and let's get going and think of a question as quick as you can. Let's get some questions out there. Anything personal about your LinkedIn, even about your personal life, not too personal. And let's get going. Hey, good to see you, Mohammed, Gopal, Shantanu. Forgive my pronunciation.
Wow, we're close. Pronounce all of those, Pete.
Oh my goodness. Shiba Budheen, great name. Asa, Ali, Evon. Lovely to see you all. I'm going to put my glasses on. So I'm going to start. Can I start, Hayley?
Yeah, go for it.
Come on. Right. So every week I like to start with saying to everybody that, Hayley's got massive following. I've got a growing following, and we've been at this quite a bit now in terms of LinkedIn. And when we started posting, and I'll ask Hayley how she felt, but when I started posting and I started doing my little videos, I was petrified. I was terrified. I thought people would take the mickey out of me. I thought they'd be horrible to me. I thought they'd be rude to me. And Hayley, what was the worst thing that happened?
Tumbleweed. I was trying to do an impression of it. But I thought
silence.
It would be weird. Yeah, absolute silence. So you get yourself into a right kind of pickle, shall we say, thinking about what you can post, what you can say, and all of this. And then nothing happens.
Yeah, and that's it's really hard because it's upsetting because you invest in a post, you put your heart and soul into it. And, when you're writing a post, I got this, I took this off someone else, but it's like when you're writing a post, write it as if it's your first novel or a love letter. I know that's severe, but that's the level of intensity you've got to put into it to make it good.
Yeah, so we've got a question here from LinkedIn user. Sorry, LinkedIn user, your name hasn't come up for some reason. So can you think of anything we can post on LinkedIn to help the younger generation fresh out of school find work and a path to a rewarding career? This taking into account that we address the world. Would you like to start, Pete, or would you like me to start?
Okay, so when you're thinking about what to post, right, I see it as this. I mean, in fact, I post about anything I blooming well like, and you can post about anything you blooming well like as well. Mine's a bit random. But if you want a systematic approach, right, try this, right? One is, what do you do? If you're a student or you've just been a student, so you know a lot about being a student, there's one thing, right? And then you're probably going to have some kind of passion, whether it be like my passion is photography, right? So there you go. You've got, let's say I was a student and I've got a passion of photography. Where do the two things meet? Okay, so, what about, where do students put their photographs in the students' union? Is there something you could post about that people might be interested in? Is there something that lots of students have a beef with, a problem with, that you could put out there that you have an opinion on?
Where this individual over and over and over again, I don't like that. But anyway, so make a list of the companies you'd like to target. Make a list of all the decision makers in those vast. So and then look at all the people working for those companies. Start there.
And if you're a student of psychology, world in a different way, a perspective that's a little bit different, a bit off the wall of work. But then there's putting like if you say I'm out of work and I'm devastated, like a company would push that to happen, that I could have happened to me, and now I'm so excited to be into a new opportunity. And you see the level of
for a period of time. There are a lot of people out very chirpy, love it. For freelancing work, how should I
Fiverr with 2 R's. So you just like Fiverr is like, if I do a great job, you will some people's LinkedIn profile. I've just spent
to find new clients in different sectors or office or what have you. There's so many companies out there. Have a look at up and coming industries. It would
just, if you're honest and write nice things, then you'll be fine.
I tell you what you should do as well is get your kind of classmates together and do something together. Make it a joint effort where you all get involved. I love that kind of stuff. Oh,
that's my dog.
Uh-oh. It's the milkman coming.
Possibly.
No. Thank you for your question, Abdul Rahman, by the way. And no, thank you for yours. I'm an architect and interior designer. I've worked mostly as a freelancer. Does this matter, or is it a must to start a career for a big firm? Is it a must?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I reckon these days, more and more big firms are looking for people who show innovation, who've had their own businesses, who can show that they've got something a little bit different, that's not just the cookie cutter, same. So it's what makes you stand out. So you've got to be looking at it a different way. Don't ask why they would choose you. Tell them what's brilliant about you because of the way you've done things that will make you special for them.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, that when you're going through CVs, most CV summaries start exactly the same. I have a proven track record, and I'm a highly
skilled Russell, and I'm going to shut him up.
Okay. So most CVs start, I'm a highly motivated individual with a track record in X. It's not the best way to start because it doesn't really mean anything. You want to go in hard hitting with facts and figures about what you've done in the past that the hiring manager can utilize in their business. So what makes you different from everyone else? If you're looking through other CVs online, for example, I mean, this is a great example. Quite a lot of people use online templates, like random online templates, and they all read the same. And so people just change the odd kind of word to make it apply to them. It's not the way to start it. I would scrap those, start again and reword it in your words. There's no kind of rule book of what you should be saying in these like career summaries. Make it about you.
Presumably, Noor, you have smashed it in the freelancing world. So you will have loads of references that people have given you. What I would do is I would get all of the references that you've got. Let's say you've got 10. I would put them I would write you'd got all the details of what they've written. And I would go to somebody, a designer on Fiverr, and say, could you put this into a beautifully done PDF with my picture and, like as an addition to your CV? And that could be like your addendum that could make you stand out from everybody else.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you very much for your question. Okay, so... Okay, I can see a question mark. It's a long one. Hi, I am an interior designer, master's degree. I have work experience in hospitality sector. Well, this sounds like most of the emails I get. Even though my portfolio looks pretty good because of the projects, it's been very difficult to get a job for a long time. Have done a couple of interviews, but no response, plus salaries offered are lesser than 5K AED. Do you have any tips? Well, so I would look at, your hospitality sector. So make a list of all the companies that work in the hospitality sector and start targeting them. Also to start like following their posts, comment on their posts, comment on their employees' posts so that they get to know who you are. And with regards to your portfolio and your projects, tailor it. You need to start tailoring. Not that you may be doing this already, but tailor your CV and your portfolio to the companies that you're applying to. Maybe you've worked on similar projects to what they've worked on. So start showing them bits that you're capable of that are very similar to what they do and how you can add value.
And if you are, it depends on your financial situation, but given the fact that you know what you want to do and you know who you want to work for, if you could offer your services free of charge to a company that you wanted to get in with, then that could be a way. I know that not everybody has that luxury, You know, it's not easy, but if you're definite about what you want to do, you know, maybe you should take a job for a lesser salary, at least, you know, maybe offer your services for a lesser salary on the basis that it will go up if you're excellent, which, you know, I'm sure you are excellent. So maybe that would be a way. But I think going back to, you know, LinkedIn, the way you use LinkedIn is, you know, post your stuff, there must be some specialist thing about what you do in interior design. Do something that's your most unique work, the most niche stuff you can do, and show that on LinkedIn and ask people to comment and say, do you think this is good or not? And
I do find it a bit of a funny one, because there are a lot of people who are in the design industry that don't get their work out there and wonder why they're not finding. Because I mean, if you've watched this a few times, guys, I like to call it finding your cheerleaders. Unless you're getting yourself out there, you're not going to find the people that you gravitate towards. Once you start posting and putting out your work, you'll find the people that have a similar kind of mindset to you that you would love to work for, and they would like you to work for them too. So even if they don't have something now, you're at least staying in their minds because you've got a commonality there. You like what each other does. You like each other's personalities, and it makes it a lot easier. You know, look at this as a long-term game, not a short-term fix.
Very good. Yep, like that.
Okay. Abdul, thank you very much for putting a question. You're from last week.
Good to have you.
So what is the best way to approach a job application to a big multinational firm, especially if you do not have prior experience working in large companies? Ooh, many big firms require you have worked in a similar size company. It's part of their job requirements. Yeah, unfortunately, if it's in their job requirement, it is going to be tough. But, you know, you need to look at it from their perspective. What are the biggest projects that you've worked on before? Start talking about those projects and your responsibilities. You've got to kind of tailor it to that job description. If it is just they want multinational firms on your CV, then you are going to find it difficult. So it's about trying to make inroads into those companies in the future.
And maybe go for a job, you know, one rung down from the job you're trying to get to. You know, if you genuinely know there's a firm, a multinational firm, that's the firm you want to work for, you know, try and get in anywhere, because you'll find, you know, an old adage I've always said is the cream always floats to the top. And, you know, if you get in somewhere, that happens pretty quickly. They see the quality of people, and good people go places fast. So, you know, even if you get in late or you get in low, you know, if you're good, it will come through, because not everybody is highly motivated. Not everybody is really keen and goes for it. So, you know, I would suggest trying to go in. But then again, Abdul, don't get too obsessed with going for a multinational. Just get. There are lots of firms that don't have policies like that. Firms that do, it strikes me that that's a little bit short-sighted anyway.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. You know, it's all well and good working for these big multinational firms, but, you know, working for a smaller firm, you will get such a breadth of experience because they don't have one person doing just one tiny job. You will have to do quite a few different jobs. So you're getting a, you know, massive, you're getting a lot more experience in terms of, techniques and all of this experience. So I wouldn't I'm with Pete on that one. What breeds
come on, everybody. Sorry, Hayley.
Yeah, no, you go, because I know exactly what that's saying.
Come on, everybody. So in the comments, put let's connect, say hello, let's connect, and everybody else will connect with you. Let's grow our networks. And what Hayley and I will do is, I went through the comments last week, went through everybody and said, let's connect. I'm waiting. If you want to connect with me, by all means, send me a connection request and I will accept it.
Awesome. So somebody just asked, what breed is your dog?
It's a terrier, and he's called Max, and he was whimpering. I told him to shut up. You probably heard me telling him to shut up.
I didn't actually. Oh dear. Right, okay, let's keep on going. If you could put question or an emoji in front of your question, that would be really handy. Hi, Mohammed. What is the scenario of changing professions nowadays? For example, I'm planning to change my profession from estimation engineer to sales. What does it take to become a good salesman? Ooh, go on, Pete. I know you like these questions.
People buy from people, you know, people buy from people. And being a salesman, it's like the problem with being a salesman is there are no qualifications really for being a salesman. So there are sharks in the industry. So it gets a bad rep, but there are some very professional salespeople who do care about their products and do care about their customers. So yeah, so get stuck in, you'll have to go to an entry level role in sales, but that can grow fast. Sales is a very exciting thing, but it's not for everybody. When you have a quota target on your head every month, that can be an emotionally very distressing thing sometimes. Had that for many years. So you've got you've got a target, and you've got to hit the target. And if you don't hit the target, you're going to get kicked out, and that's a bit of a fact of life. But yeah, I would go for it. It's a big change, but what you could do there is go for a specific sales role. I would try and get a sales role within engineering if you possibly can, because then you're using the expertise that you've already had and not just throwing it away. You could mix the two.
Oh, definitely. I was going to suggest look at business development managers for engineering firms. So right. Maybe target the smaller firms. I know we've been getting quite a lot of BDM roles on the architectural side for the recruitment firm. So start targeting those kind of companies, but you will have to come up with some sort of scenario where you can prove that you're a salesman. Not sure how you do that, but if you're a salesman, you will be able to come up with a solution to that.
Yeah, sales is, everything's sales, and you could probably use, things in your everyday life to prove, when you're an engineer, you need to prove to people, you need to convince people that your solution is the right solution. Have you done that? When did you do it? When did you persuade somebody that your solution was the right solution and they went with your solution? That's possibly an element of sales that you will be doing almost daily, because everything is a negotiation, and that's what sales is. Awesome.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. So, Christopher, thank you so much for putting an emoji up to the face. From the architecture and interior design, apart from CV and portfolio, how do you stand out? So this is why we've called it How to Grow Your Followers on LinkedIn, the candidate network. You've got, I'll get it right. Yeah. But look, you've got to get yourself out there. You're in the design industry. We need to see that you're a designer and what kind of designer. So get yourself out there. It is a very, very visual industry to be in. So start posting about projects that you've worked on, either personal or professional, so working for someone, and start commenting on other people's posts. What interests you? What kind of sector do you want to work in? You've got to look different from everyone else, including your CV and portfolio. I know you did say apart from, but all of them should be consistent, and they should all kind of say a story. We should recognize you as a brand. That's what we're really heading for with all of this. So who are you? What are you about? What kind of work is kind of in relation to you? And then get yourself out there, start posting projects that you've worked on.
Or you could post the most impressive pieces of architecture that you admire that are quite niche. You might have a specialist, properties by the sea, most, structural properties that are on stilts. I don't know, these things that are impressive, that, are quite niche, that people look at LinkedIn and go, oh, that's unusual. I like that. And you say, these are the things that really get me going. And here's another example. And do one a week.
Also, being in I say this to some of the people that come through AE Academy when we have our coaching session. If you're in the design industry, you're in a unique position to create something. So say you're in a position where you haven't worked on the most amazing projects, and you as a designer feel that you have far more capabilities than what you've been given so far, if that makes sense. So create your own project. What is your dream project that you would want to work on, and create it, start designing it. And so your viewers, your network can see what you're capable of.
Yeah, nice.
So we've got a follow-up one. Thanks, Christopher. What are the key points to talk about to let the person know you are the right candidate? So it's where you where you saved people time, money, where you've looked at efficiencies, saved. I mean, there's lots of ideas on this one. Pete, you actually came up with some really good ideas last week. It's that diagram, isn't it? Sales diagram.
Is it?
Oh. I saw I lost you there for a second. It's like the circles when they overlap, that one.
Oh, the Venn diagram. It's so yeah, it's like where you're, you've got to look at what your interest is, what you're enthusiastic about, what you're skilled in, and it's where they all meet. That's where your sweet spot is. And I guess, you've got to, as Haley always says, your CV or whatever you're going to put out there has got to be focused on the people who are reading it, and you want them to go, oh yeah, that's what I want. What are they trying to do, these people? Are they trying to, it's the best design? So, when did you do an amazing design that everybody wanted? Have you done that? When did you persuade people that yours was the best and you won a prize? Or, how are you going to add value? Because what do they want to do? They want to be the best. They want to make the most money. They want to have the best staff, and they want to be successful, save time, all of those great things. What is the benefit that you're bringing to the table?
And also when a hiring manager is going through a CV and they're thinking about the next person to hire, they want someone who's going to get down to the ground running as quickly as possible. So you need to articulate your knowledge in a really short space, in that little paragraph at the top of your CV, why if on day one you would be able to do X, Y, Z, and that saves them time, money, etc., etc. You need to show that you're capable of what you're capable of, instead of saying I'm highly skilled, I'm highly motivated. Use that space to articulate why.
Yeah, I'm highly skilled, and here's an example why. I'm highly motivated, and here's an example why. Because all these words, motivated, skilled, communicator, it's like, you could read anybody's CV and it says it, and it therefore means nothing or very little.
And it makes me laugh because, you see these motivated and highly skilled. You might be motivated, but you're not motivated to update your CV. You're not motivated to tell me why you're good on your LinkedIn, and you're not motivated to post. So what are you motivated about? I've got a question mark there already.
Good one. Richie's got a question there. Haley?
Yay! Hi, Richie.
Hi, Richie.
Last week. Hi, Haley, Peter. Hi, Richie. On the topic of self-promotion on LinkedIn, I'd love to post images of the work that I've done in my former company, but I'm a bit hesitant because I'm thinking they own these designs and I was paid to make them. How do I approach this situation? Should I just post it? Look, some companies actually, in your contract, there will be a clause to say that you're not allowed to. And look about the company themselves. What have they posted already? If you do have a concern, go and ask them.
Yeah, and the thing is, I suppose, if you're posting it and saying this is the work that I did for my company, and it's good work, and you're promoting it in a positive way, I'd be very surprised if they would be unhappy about that. And we're not here to, that's your choice whether you take that risk. But if it were me, I would just do it. And then if they started complaining about it, I would consider taking it down. But, what are they going to do? They're going to say to you, we don't like that, take it down. So what? Okay, right, we'll take it down then. What are you going to lose? They're hardly going to sue you for it. But as I say, that's your decision, but that's what I would do.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, I think we've answered that one, but go for it on that one.
Good luck. Good luck when you do it.
Yeah. So we've got two people here, and we say this week in, week out. I'm looking for a job. Good for you.
Yeah, brilliant. So am I.
So I get these messages. So after our LinkedIn Lives, I get about 100 people saying, get me a job. I'm looking for a job. We need to know, you need to be able to find it yourself. And what we're trying to do with Grow Your Network, Grow Your Followers, is try and help you. You need to be able to articulate why a hiring manager needs to employ you, update your profile, make yourself a bit more approachable, and start communicating with people. It's all great and saying, I want a job, but that doesn't make me feel like I need to go and find it for you. We've got our clients that we work on, present yourself in a way and make that human connection with people, like we keep saying on these lives every week.
Yeah, and when you're writing, obviously you're just saying that to us, Sukhwinder, but if you're writing an email and you just write, "I'm looking for a job," people are going to put that in the file B1N bin, right? You need to write, "Dear such and such, this is my, a bit more of a very softly spoken email with the please and thank you and thanks for your consideration and those things." It's if you walked into someone's office that you'd never met before and just went, "I'm looking for a job," they would show you the door, because you've got to say hello. You've got, these are formalities that really need to be done. And there's a lot of people looking for a job, and to get a job, you've got to be a bit more sophisticated in your approach, I would say.
Yeah, be different. So we are strapped for time this week. Do you want to keep on going? You're very welcome, Richie.
And good luck, Sukhwinder, by the way.
Yeah, and Gulshan. Wish you the best.
So let's just say, so before we go, I think we are going to have to wrap up a bit earlier this week, aren't we, Hayley?
Yeah, but unfortunately.
Guys and girls, like, if you think this is worthwhile, right? So please pass this on to your friends and relatives or colleagues, because we're going to be here every week at the same time, and we'd love new people to come, and you to come back, please, and think of new questions and ask other people if they've got questions. More than happy to answer those offline. So if people put comments in the comments offline, we'll still answer them and we'll connect. So keep saying, let's connect.
Yeah. Keep those questions coming. So we will be here week in, week out. So hopefully we will see you next week. And let's connect.
Well done, Hayley. Thanks very much. And thanks, everyone. Cheers, Richie. Cheers, Juzar. Cheers, Gulshan, Sukhwinder, Tawadud.
And we'll keep answering your questions as we go, like Pete said. So have a great day, and we shall see you again next week.
Thanks a lot, guys and girls. All the very best. Cheers, Hayley.
Bye.